Babinda. Nice little place. There's a nice ring to the name, Babinda. It's about 60 k's south of Cairns. There is a Dreamtime story from this area. A long time ago, Ulana, the beautiful wife of an elder of the Waiu tribe, fell in love with Diga, a handsome young man from a visiting tribe. The two lovers, knowing that tribal law forbade their union, ran away together. After having been discovered camping near the creek, Diga returned to his tribe. Ulana, however, threw herself into the water and drowned, the water then became a swirling torrent. The ground opened up and huge boulders were cast into the air. Today the boulders mark where Ulana drowned. Ulana's spirit is believed to reside here today. She continues to call out for Diga to return, enticing wandering travellers, especially men. Over the years, a number of young men have actually drowned at this very place. So please heed the cultural warning. Do not enter Ulana's pool and respect this spiritually significant place. The Aboriginal name for this place is Babinda, which means water over your shoulder. Now that refers, I think, to the running water over the boulders and rocks. And of course, water over your shoulder means it's pretty deep. Advise for the title of wettest town in Australia with Tully. And evidently Babinda usually wins, which is something I didn't know either. Everybody seems to think Tully's the wettest, but no, not necessarily so. Last year in Babinda, they had 3,702 millimetres. That's a hell of a lot of rain. A lot of showers out of that lot. Babinda often describes itself as, well, does describe itself as a little hidden treasure just off the highway. No, not many people stop here, or never used to stop here, but there's a lot here now. During the COVID crisis, I think there's a lot of people everywhere within Queensland. It's pretty special here in this little place. The whole area is surrounded by these pristine rainforests, but also a lot of waterfalls and pristine, clear running water.
Hello.
Some of the main attractions are the Babinda Boulders. There's a beautiful swimming hole there for adults and children. And the Josephine Falls, 20 k's south of here. Josephine Falls, which is at the foot of Mt Bartle Frere, which is also the highest mountain in Queensland. It's in a very high rainfall area, so the falls is fairly spectacular. At the moment they're pretty average because there hasn't been a lot of rain, but it's coming. Also getting back to the falls, out in the middle there's a rock with a lump of wood on it, tree trunk. That's roughly the height it gets to with the average rainfall running through there. At the moment it's way below that, but it also gets way above that. And down the bottom there are flashing red lights attached to different areas that tell you whether it's too dangerous. Mt Bartle Frere is also infamous for a huge plane crash during the Second World War, which is a B-52 bomber, American I believe. We didn't have any, so it must have been. Yeah, the easy drive on the bitumen also takes in, if you turn off the Josephine Falls Road, to a place called the Golden Hole. The way we found the place was we got a mud map from Babinda Information Centre and just had a little offshoot on the mud map saying Golden Hole. We thought we'd take our usual sticky beak and this is what we found. It's very aptly named. It's a little spot of gold and there's not very much information about it anywhere at all. When we first got here there was nobody here except the two of us, so I was a bit wary about whether you could swim here or not. Not that I was going to go in, but it's unusual to find a big waterhole like this, and it is big, without anybody in it. Well, since then we've got about 15 visitors and they're all swimming. And there's no signs here about crocodiles, so it must be reasonably safe. The ranger turned up and said that there was a 4-metre crocodile just downstream somewhere. Now that surprised me because there was no signs there, and on querying the ranger about the lack of signs, he said that if people didn't steal them, take them home and put them in their backyards, everybody would be a lot safer.
This week in Babinda, they're celebrating the Peace Week.
So the local craft ladies have gone through the street putting together what they call yarn bombs. They've knitted and they've crocheted and they've stitched together all these pieces, colourful woolen pieces, and sewn them onto the seats and the poles that line the street. So it gives a vibrant colour blast in the street. It looks good. A lot of them are themes, so they've got peace written on the pieces that they've knitted, and there's one lady who's done one on coral bleaching. So she starts off up the top and it's blue, and as she goes down it gets whiter and whiter. It's very impressive. It gives a nice feel to the town, a bit of community spirit. Some little towns that you pass through, you just get a good feeling about them, and for me this is one of those towns. It's not very big. The hills come right into the back of the town and it's all covered, it's like jungle. I recommend it's a good place to stop over for a few days and have a look around.
I hope you've enjoyed your little visit here with us. We have. So give us a thumbs up, make a comment or subscribe. Thank you.